Sunday, September 12th, 2021. The 24th Sunday in Ordinary Time. In the Gospel today, Jesus takes a survey of his disciples regarding his public image. He does not do this to increase his impact, to reveal the divine plan of the messianic mission, nor to contrast the public expectation about his mission. The actual image of Jesus is his closely guarded secret, the messianic secret. He would silence anyone who would try to proclaim him as the Messiah or the Son of God in the Synoptic Gospels. Experts provide two possible explanations for keeping the messianic secret. First, Jesus was aware that the image of the Messiah that the people had was a mistaken one, so he did not want to conform to the public expectations of their Messiah. Second, Jesus was aware that the messianic mission of the Son of God should be ultimately revealed on the cross. In this inquiry, the disciples talk about the public image of Jesus as a prophet of some extraordinary prodigy. They compare him to John the Baptist, who fearlessly took on Herod, which heightens the expectations of the people that Jesus is John the Baptist, back from the dead and seeking revenge against the unpopular Herod, who had previously had him killed. The other image is that of Elijah. The return of Elijah is linked to the desire to destroy idol worshippers. In this context, the Romans. Elijah had killed the prophets of Baal in an offering test in the book of Kings. Elijah is a prophet who did not die but was taken up to heaven, and the Jews expected him to return one day to prepare the way for the Messiah. It is to this expectation that Jesus responds when he says that Elijah had already returned, pointing to John the Baptist. Practically, the public opinion is that Jesus avenges all the wrongs done to John the Baptist and to the people of Israel as a whole. The disciples' opinion is represented by Peter, who says that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God. Jesus continues to ask them to keep this a secret. To be known as the Messiah would present many dangers, from both the Jewish leaders, the Romans, and Herod himself. Another Herod had already attempted to kill Jesus when he was still a baby, during the slaughter of the innocents. Herod considered a messianic king to be a threat to his own throne. The Romans were also on the lookout for extreme factions among the Jews who would raise up arms against them. About 20 years before Jesus' ministry began, a man named Judas made a claim of being the Messiah. He fought the Romans and got his Galilean followers killed. The people who were fed up with both Herod and the Romans were also looking for an alternative leadership. They were constantly on the lookout for a possible replacement. Remember, they had tried to make Jesus a king after the multiplication of the bread. So there was sufficient political threat in being known as the Messiah. But for Jesus, an early revelation of his messianic ministry would be counterproductive. So he might have asked his disciples to keep it a secret until it became revealed on the cross. It is worth reflecting upon the catechetical value of this conversation, especially for the newly formed Christian community. Among them were people who questioned if Jesus was just a Jewish prophet and nothing more. Peter directly and emphatically answers this catechetical dilemma. For those who believe, for every Christian, Jesus is the Son of God. That is their article of faith. Knowing the public expectation of him as an avenging prophet, Jesus warns the disciples that it is not vengeance and political power that await him, but rather torture and death. Peter immediately consoles him not to feel discouraged. Peter was confident that no such thing would happen. No such thing should happen. no such thing would be let happen. Jesus considers Peter's intervention as a temptation to obstruct the Father's mission, which will involve his suffering. Jesus calls Peter Satan. This temptation, and every temptation, is an attempt to impede divine plans. Jesus recognizes this early and confronts the evil head-on. This is one situation in which I often fail miserably. When a suggestion against the divine plan comes from someone very close to me, someone I believe to know me completely, I have a difficult time confronting it. Jesus nips the very germination of these temptations at the bud, preventing their growth. Knowing who Jesus is not the same as believing in him and his mission. Peter, despite making his confession of faith, positions himself right between Jesus and the divine plan. He had to be asked to get out of the way of the will of God. That is a challenge to us who claim to know Christ. I can believe in Christ, yet still go against the values and missions of the gospel. I dread to learn my own inconsistencies and share in Peter's pain of knowing Christ, yet failing to live as his disciple in accordance to the divine plan.